Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, my name is KileKson, and welcome to the Nether in my survival world. Today, we're going to be working on something quite interesting. It's something that I wanted to do for a little while, and I finally have a way to do it in survival. We are going to be building an XP farm above the Nether. That's right, because our skeleton XP farm is quite insubstantial for my needs. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we have in our inventory for use today, but the first couple of things that I'm going to need is ender pearls and a potion of jump boost. These two things right here will do me some good, and lastly, we need an ender chest so we have access to all of this stuff while we're on top of the Nether. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and come over here, and I also need the cobblestone blocks to get to where... there we go. To get to where I need to be. So the cobblestone is going to get us up to Y level 125, which is right here. And if I drink this potion of leaping, what I can do is, if I can time it right, which is pretty difficult. As you can see, I'm trying to get myself to the top of the Nether. Oh geez, this is probably going to take me a couple tries. Hang on, I can do this. I know I can. And... there we go, I made it. Whew! Almost run out of ender pearls. But we're here, and that's what matters. So, we came in at y equals 3519, or sorry, at x, y, z, 3519, and the y being 25. So, this is where we want to be right here. That is where we came up through the Nether, and hopefully I don't screw this up, because if I do screw it up, we're kind of fucked. That's the way this rolls. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and throw my ender chest down way over here, away from that, and we're going to go ahead and grab my crafting table in case I should need to craft anything up. So we'll put that there, put these there so I'm not using them. So what we need now is we need a lever, first of all, because I didn't bring one, but I brought a ton of crafting materials, which is quite nice of me. We need 10 repeaters, some obsidian, 2 sticky pistons, some redstone blocks, and our minecart TNT, and the activator rail. Now for those of you who don't know what I'm doing, I'll go ahead and leave a link in the description to the video where I found this method from, and if all goes well, everything should show up. Now, we're going to place our sticky pistons like that. Don't need to mark that anymore. 1, 2, 3. So this is 3 blocks away. We're going to put our activator rail down right there. Okay. Here's where the obsidian comes in handy. So we're going to put that there, there, and there. And then we're going to come here like that. We're going to put our lever right there. And then our 10 repeaters. I did not grab the redstone dust out of the ender chest. It's a great thing that I put that right there. Having this ender chest is probably going to be the bane of my existence, because now I'm just going to use it everywhere I go. And then if I put the block right there, I'm also going to need some stone fences, which are right here. Sweet. And what these will do is they will protect my pistons from the explosion, hopefully. And if all goes well, when I click this lever right here, and you know what, just because I'm paranoid, I'm going to put that right there. When I click the lever right there, it'll blow everything up. And then, these also need to be on 4 ticks for a 2-second delay. But it'll blow everything up, and then these piston heads will disappear. So I'm going to go ahead and click the lever and give it a test run. Let's see if it works. Please let it work. Please let it work. Please let it work. Alright, the piston head is gone. Now we just need to keep that powered, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and place that right there, and that'll keep that powered so I can go ahead and turn this lever off. As you can see, the obsidian protected all the redstone, and now this piston head is going to stay disappeared. That is the first step of this process. So now what I need to do is I need to actually move this block right here, and then what I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put the block right there. Now, this will not be blown up, which is good, and now we're going to blow up this piston head. So if I put that right there and do the whole thing again, we should see that our second piston head gets exploded. And boom, there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and keep this powered. And if I did everything right, our piston heads should both no longer be there, which is pretty awesome, if I do say so myself. And we can go ahead and remove all of this stuff. So I'll be right back once all the obsidian's removed. Alright then, for the next step in this process, we're going to need to place down 2 pistons, one of which will need to go right here. Now this is going to be a little tricky to do because it's going to have to be facing into the ground, which I guess is a little unfortunate, but it's gotta happen. I need it to go into the ground. So, but that should be easy enough to do because all I have to do is this, and then put a block right there. And now that piston is facing into the ground. So pretty simple to do. Now I only brought the 2 pistons with me because I knew I could do it. And now we place that right there. So next, what we need to do is we got to place a repeater right there, a repeater right there, a repeater right here set to 2 ticks, and then 2 repeaters right there. And then if you string it all up with redstone, all of this is configured in a weird wonky way. And if I did this right, we should see this piston disappear. Or, I'm sorry, this piston... this piston disappear. This piston will extend, I do believe. And these 2 piston heads will also reappear, and the bedrock underneath will be destroyed. Which means we should be able to get to the top of the nether using ladders or something like that. So here's to hoping that I did this correctly. I don't think I did. Hang on. Something's wrong. Let me go back and watch the video and see if I did everything correctly. I'll be right back. Okay, so I did build it right. I do have to power it, and then this gets extended, and then I remove the redstone blocks, and when I unpower it, everything should work, if I'm correct. So here's hoping. Yes! It worked! And the bedrock is gone! No magic. No magic whatsoever. No, this is just redstone magic and shit that I learned off of OMG Craft. It's kind of a cool little video. He has a link leading to where it belongs. But this is kind of cool. Now we have a way on top of the nether, which brings me to my next point. I was really hoping this would work, and it worked beautifully. Because now if I jump down here, our nether hub is accessible, and I can go ahead and throw my ladders up. Oh, we have a way on top of the nether. This is gonna get fun. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that, I'm going to go ahead and pick up my ender chest, and we're going to head on to getting the materials for our project. I'll be right back. And you know what? That one clip probably made you think we were going to go into the nether. But you're wrong! So, ladies and gentlemen, hello! My name is KileKson, and welcome back to my survival world. I'm here at one of the ocean monuments that we cleared out. And I have got the perimeter of sand around it, and I've already started draining it. I just wanted to show you my progress real quick and kind of show you the method of which I'm going about this. Now, I'm not going to do the entire draining process on camera as some YouTubers have done, mainly because it's boring, it's long, and it's tiresome, and I don't know how to do a time-lapse. And not only that, I don't have a second screen. I'm using a laptop to record. However, hopefully that will be solved later on, which means I will be able to have a second account running on my laptop while the computer that I have currently ordered parts for is built, and I can use my then second account to record videos. So I think that would be awesome, because then I can start doing time lapses of huge projects like this and show you guys a little more of what I'm doing. But essentially what I do is I separate out the ocean monument into 2 sections at a time, which gives me this nice little line of water that I can separate into even more sections. And then I can drain these out fairly easily by placing down some sponge, like so. And as you can see, a large amount of water gets drained by doing this. And it makes it real easy. Now, I do admit this is a little slower, and there is a guardian there. But we'll have to section him off so we can actually kill him without being in the water. Oh, this is going to be a pain, isn't it? Yup. Ugh. Okay, well, we got most of that cleared out. I don't want to put down a piece of sponge right here. Oh boy. Okay, so let me see here. Let's throw down some dirt right here just to kind of separate these sections real quick. And that'll make it so the water doesn't like flow down into here. Oh, that was bad. I totally forgot to put the sand right there. But yeah, and then what I do is I come down here and I break the sand that is in the way. And that allows me to get a better picture of what's going on and kind of see where I've done. And I do this for every single row. I've done it for, I think, 6 rows so far, and it's worked out nicely. I haven't run into very much trouble. So yeah, it's just literally 3x3 sections being drained out at one at a time. It's a long process, but it's worth it. It totally is worth it, because at the end of this, we're going to have a guardian farm that just absolutely kicks ass. So with that, I'll see you back in the nether. We are indeed going to be working in the nether. I just wanted to finish up this row because it's a project that I started and didn't finish last night, so I wanted to get that taken care of. So I'll see you back in the nether. Alright guys, I know I said I was going to meet you in the nether, but this is just too awesome. So when I go to work, or if I'm asleep, I just sit here and AFK at the iron farm, and this is about 2 days worth of AFKing. I pretty much have almost 2 stacks of iron blocks right here, and I've already gotten another stack of iron blocks from just AFKing beforehand. So that's just kind of awesome, just how productive this iron farm is. I did accidentally break it, I fixed it and everything else. I did actually modify it too, believe it or not. So the problem is that the zombies were getting inside the center and dying in the killing system. And so as a result, the zombie flesh would plug up the hopper sorting system that I have up there. So what I did is I set it up to where the zombies get caught in this little notch right here. And if they have armor, they don't die. But if they don't have armor, or if it's a baby zombie, they won't burn up. But in general, this thing stops the zombies from getting into my system. So that makes it to where it works. And I'm quite happy with it. Anywho, I'm going to head back on over to the Guardian farm because I want to show you my progress there. It's actually been a couple days since I've been doing anything. I've had a lot of work to do, and I've been very, very, very tired. So I'm going to show you my progress there, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to continue draining that monument, and I think that's going to be our focus for the next few episodes, because let's be honest, I want to get that Guardian farm done and get those oh so beautiful sea lanterns. So I'll see you guys there in a second. Alright, so here is how far I've gotten into draining the ocean monument, and it's quite nice to finally see this much of the ocean monument just kind of sitting there. Now, I haven't drained the inside of it, and I still need to drain the underside of the back, which unfortunately for me means a lot of work, and I still have to do all of this to get to the back of it to do all that. And then we're going to bring the beacon here to go ahead and get ourselves some haste 2 to mine out the ocean temple, and then we can build our farm. Now, I'm going to try and turn this into an XP farm, but I'm not really sure how I'm going to do it. I know looting 2, or I'm sorry, not looting 2, looting 3 is a very good way to get a lot of drops off of these guys, and so that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to try and create a farm to where I can kill the guardians. And this thing has sweeping edge, which means it's going to be very good. This sword is just badass as fuck. So how I built this sword is I got the enchantments on a diamond sword, and I took books from my villagers that are inside of my trading hall and used them to build this sword, in case any of you were wondering on how it just got so OP. Same with my bow, although this bow was actually built using enchanted bow drops from my skeleton grinder. And it's the same with my glass catcher and my mountain, or, well, no, my diamond touch, which is in there. So that's kind of fun. But for now, what we're going to do is we're going to continue, well, you know, you've already seen my system. We're going to continue draining this thing, and then I will see you once it's fully drained. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the ocean monument has been drained. I've moved my beacon to the top, and so here's how I'm going to do this. I'm going to remove the temple layer by layer, and then drain it as I remove it. And I think that this will be a lot easier to go ahead and section off each section of the temple, which will allow me to drain it a lot faster and a lot more efficiently. So with that, I'll be right back, and I will see you when I have the temple removed. So for you it'll be a couple seconds, for me it'll probably be a couple days. Well, this is a surprise. I couldn't find this when I was first at this temple, but now I guess there is a sponge room in here. Pretty cool, huh? Alright, I'll be right back. So as you can see, a good portion of the ocean monument has been mined away and drained away. And actually draining it from the top down while mining it has actually turned out to be a pretty good way of doing this. I ended up finding a lot more sponge, which has now led me to have about this much sponge plus the stuff I have in the furnace, if I have any in the furnace. I don't think I do. So, yeah, no. Having this method of just clearing the temple has been purely beneficial, and it's also going to allow me to get to the stuff at the bottom of the temple a lot easier too, because there's a huge portion of water underneath the temple as well. And after this, my next step, after I clear this out, my next step is going to be to go ahead and remove all the gravel and everything and get a nice flat area. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you here in a minute. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the ocean monument has been cleared away, the ground level has been lit up, and I've also leveled it out and replaced all the stuff down there with stone, except for the stuff on the walls, of course, because we need a floor to work with. These walls are only temporary. Eventually they will be glass, and I'm going to make a circle similar to the circle we had in our base surrounding it, so eventually this thing is going to look really, really cool. However, I do need to get the sand and all the glass for that. But for right now, what I want to focus on is I want to focus on building the farm. The farm is my focus, and I cannot stress that enough. So what I need to do is I need to find the exact center of this to figure out where I'm going to put my guardian farm. But again, this took pretty much all day to do, so I'm going to go ahead and take a break for today in recording, and I'll go ahead and get back to you tomorrow. I'm sorry this video has taken so long to record and put up, but hopefully by the time I actually have to put it up, it will have only been a couple days past the last video. This has been an ongoing project of mine, and it's always been something I wanted to do. So, I will see you guys tomorrow for me, a couple seconds for you, and then we'll get working on the actual Guardian farm. So I'll see you guys later. Alright guys, the Guardian farm is actually in place, however it is not complete. This is just like the whole spawning and then softening systems here. So I've used a farm off of YouTube that is good for XP, so I am going to have to do some cave lighting eventually, but first I just want to get the farm into place. So what this is there's like 2 layers of lava down there that are both 2 blocks tall, so there's 4 layers of lava, and it goes down into the ground, and what happens is if I come up here and I click this button, the water flows down, the signs stop it, and this way we have a good amount of spawning space, the guardians don't wander too much, and they fall down as quickly as possible. And if I did everything correctly, it should be good to go. And if I click this again, the water disappears, which means the farm is actually toggleable. Now what I'm planning to do, now hear me out on this, is I'm actually planning to expand the walls and do like this giant kind of like sphere type thing like we have at our main base, and then we're going to turn this thing into a giant hub area around the spawner. We're going to have a staircase leading into the killing room where everything is good to go, and then we're going to have our storage systems up here next to the farm, so when we don't need anything we can come up here where the things are spawning and do all of that stuff. So it's going to be pretty good and pretty cool in general. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and come down here and show you what is all going on down here. This is at the bottom of all the lava, and as you can see, all the signs are here. And this was actually incredibly difficult to place because I had the layer of lava on top of this one that I had to deal with and everything else. So yeah, it was quite the challenge, but I managed to get it done, and I didn't die doing it, which is quite nice. So I now have to dig out the place for the water and all the ice, so I'll be right back. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the water and the ice is placed for our water streams underneath the lava, which is good to go. Now, I'm placing this water now because I don't have to worry about guardians spawning down here, because if I remember correctly, the wiki said they don't spawn below level 39, which makes sense because that's the lowest level that the ocean monument can be at. So, basically, these water streams are going to push our guardians that fall through the lava down here, and this will lead into another little water stream, which will in turn stop them from taking fall damage, because once they pass through here, they'll only have enough hearts for my diamond sword to kill them, and we're going to be using the sweeping edge enchant on this absolutely insane diamond sword on it. So that means with sweeping edge on it, plus the fire aspect and looting 3, we'll be getting tons of drops. Plus it's got mending, as does all of my armor, so we should be good to go in general. So my next step is going to be to dig a giant hole into the ground to where we're going to kill them, and we're going to go ahead and make our killing chamber, so I'll be back. Alright then, ladies and gentlemen, it is now the next day, and our killing area is completed, which means it's good to go. And I can confirm that guardians do spawn. These are the drops that I've gotten so far, just from a little initial testing. So, guardians do spawn, however, we do have to light up all the caves underneath for us to be able to AFK here and actually get some more guardians to spawn in. Now, with that in mind, something that I want to do is I want to go ahead and get our sorting systems and things set up so we can go ahead and have all of our item depositories and everything else, and I actually want to move all the items up to the surface. That way, when we're going through our guardian drops, if we just want to come here and grab what we need, or we're doing XP, we don't have to worry about the different drops appearing anywhere else. I also want to have a separate input chest to input drops from my inventory as well. So there's a couple things that we need to do, and I'm going to go ahead and get started on that, and I'll see you once I have like the first little sorting system down here set up. So I will be back. Alright then, ladies and gentlemen, the next little step has been in, and as you can see there are tons of guardians in here, but if we give them a whack we can see what we get. This has just kind of been dumb for the most part. Yeah, but as you can see, the XP just kind of rolls right on through. And the guardians are all there. We're getting a shit ton of XP. I haven't really got the grinder set up to do this, but with all the guardians spawning, we got another couple levels, which is good. And we can just see all the drops that we're getting in here right now. We got some salmon, which is kind of cool. I wasn't expecting to get salmon, but that's okay, because I'm gonna pop over here. What I want to do with this is I have a 4 item sorter system. I'm gonna stick the prismarine crystals here, the prismarine shards here, and then I'm gonna stick cooked fish right here, and then everything else such as the salmon and the pufferfish will be sent down this hopper, and it's actually not gonna have an item sorter on it, so I can actually remove all of this redstone right here. I don't know why I put it there. So yeah, this item sorter is just going to be free-flowing. Actually, you know what? No, I can't do that. I have to do it backwards. Ah, no. I'm a dummy. I am a dummy. So essentially how this works is the items get sorted based off of what is in the hopper. So, for example, if I have, in this case, the prismarine shards are going to go there. Because what happens is, oh, actually, let me explain it to you like this. Okay, first I need to put this back down. So, essentially, what happens is that this whole thing goes around in a circular line, and oh my god, I just realized this. I'm gonna have to move all this down 1 block. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Wait a minute. I know what to do. I'm a dummy. Okay, hang on, give me a minute. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so as I was saying, the item sorter was kind of in the wrong spot, and I decided instead of moving everything 1 down, I would just move it a few spaces back. This did cost me a few extra hoppers, but it was well worth it because I didn't have to move out all the work that I had just done and tear it out. So it was quite the simple fix. Now, so what I've done here is I made it to where this is where the pufferfish, the uncooked fish, and the salmon will go. Or cooked salmon if I end up getting that. Cooked fish will go here, the prismarine crystals will go here, and the prismarine shards will go there, and therefore everything will get sorted. Now I will have to put some named items and then 41 of each of those items in here, and I do have that here at the thing, so I can actually get this item sorted ready to go. But essentially what it does is it feeds each of those items into these chests, which act as our item sorters, and then there's hopper lines running from each of these chests, which will then deliver the specific items to item elevators, which will lead it to storage systems up at the top floor. So yeah, there's basically a bunch of different item moving going on around here, and it's kind of fantastic in my opinion, because now I can not only sort the items and go to the correct storage for what I want, but I can sit down here AFK and be able to get everything that I need. Now, that being said, I will be making this room a lot prettier and everything else. This is kind of just the bare bones because I was working with the redstone down here. But now that I have it all fixed up and ready to go, we can go ahead and start building the items, storage systems, and then we can start on decorating this entire place. Whew, this has been one long saga to build this farm, but it's almost over to a degree. Like, I'm most of the way through it. I've got the farm set up, but I think my first thing that I need to do before anything else is we need to get the guardian rates a lot higher, which means we need to do a bunch of cave lighting. I know there's caves everywhere because I've had to mine through here, and I've run into lava right here, which is why it's turned off. So basically every tunnel you see here that I turned off, it's either because I had to turn to get to the right coordinates for the item elevator, and there's actually something in this item elevator. Yeah, I grabbed it. What was it? I think it was a hopper. Anyways, there's either lava there or I just had to turn for the coordinates. So there's definitely caves that I need to find and light up. I actually dug into one while digging one of these item elevators. I also need to put the glass in for these item elevators and get everything ready to go. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you guys once the next step is completed. Alright, so one of the things that this farm requires is a silk touch book, or not book, but a silk touch shears, because I have to go get a cobweb from a mine shaft. Now, there is a mine shaft near my guardian farm. I know this because I've been digging around, lighting up the caves and stuff, and so we need to go get ourselves a cobweb. And it just so happens that I think it's this librarian? No, which librarian was it? One of these, like, unnamed librarians. It might be him. Oh gosh, I lost the librarian that had my thing. One of these librarians has silk touch, and I don't remember which one it is. He had it for like 19 emeralds. And as soon as I find him, I'll show you. Where did he go? I could have... Wait. Bane of Arthropods. Aqua Affinity. Fortune 3. Okay, so it wasn't any of these guys. It was like the second guy in the line. There it is. 11 emeralds for a silk touch book. So we're going to go ahead and trade with this guy to get 2 silk touch books, because it's always helpful to have a second one, just in case you die. So we're going to go ahead and shut that, and we're going to go put this on a pair of shears. Hopefully it doesn't take too many levels. Not that we're really going to need any level, need to worry about levels anytime after that, because we have our guardian farm, which is going to be awesome. And I can't put silk touch on shears. Give me a second. Alright, so apparently you can pick up cobwebs by just snipping them with shears or using silk touch on a sword. Now, unfortunately, I can't put silk touch on my already awesome sword, but there we go. A stone sword with silk touch will do for picking up cobwebs. I can't put silk touch on a sword. Okay, well, I guess we just have these extra silk touch books. So, I guess I'll see you guys in the mine shaft then, because we're gonna go ahead and, well, you know, I just wasted some emeralds, but that's okay. I can get more. But, yeah, I'll see you in the mine shaft. We're gonna go get ourselves some cobwebs, hopefully, so I'll be right back. Alright, so here we are inside of the mine shaft. I'm gonna go ahead and throw down another torch right here, because it's not really lit up. We're gonna go this way and get rid of the lava, and here is our first couple of cobwebs. So let's test this. We did in fact get a cobweb. Sweet. I'm actually going to grab a few more of these because these are kind of cool to have around. The mechanics are kind of fun to play around with. And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and continue lighting up this stupid thing. Alright, I'll be back. So yes, as you can see, all of the glass has been placed, and it is doing mighty fine in general. Items are actually constantly being pushed up because of the guardians hitting the spawn cap to where they can be in one place at the same time, and as a result the guardians are dying. So literally just by standing down there, we can get drops. However, we're not just after the drops. Because everything on our hotbar has mending, we are after the EXP. So the next step is to build the killing chamber. Now I've got some fish cooking because now this farm is producing food, which means I can stay here and not have to run back and forth to my base constantly to get all of the food that I need, which is going to be very helpful. And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and get to work on the killing chamber, and I will see you in a minute. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the killing chamber is all set up. All the caves are lit up thanks to some stupid off-camera stuff that I've done, and our rates are just fantastic. As you can see, I have 69 levels, and pretty much all my stuff is in top condition because of mending. So this XP farm is just crazy good. However, I decided I'm not going to move the item storage systems up top because I feel that it would ruin my floor. And with that, I'm going to dig out the item storage systems here. And as you can see, or have already seen, there's diamonds right here, so I'm going to go ahead and mine those up, because why the hell not? And ooh, there's another piece right there. We got 8 diamonds from a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 vein ore. So we got 2 extra diamonds. That's not pretty bad. So I'm going to continue digging out this area, and I will be right back. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the holes are dug out, and the item elevators are in. Now, I'm going to have to tell you this, I had to tear down my original item elevator system, and that is because the item elevator system that I had looked kind of ugly on the top. Now what I did is I set 4 hopper lines running side by side next to each other that connect to each of these chests that run to each of the different item elevators, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick my storage system in here. And then right here behind this I'm going to have an overflow depleter, so any item that goes over the flow of the chest will run into a dropper, which will drop anything that I can't use into lava. And since this is packed ice, I don't need to worry about it melting. So that's kind of what I'm going to have to do, and from here I'm going to go ahead and try and take care of one side, and I'll show you what that looks like. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the item elevators are fully in place. As you can see down there, I've got the item elevator down there, ready to go, and all the glass is put in place, and it's all going to collect up at those hoppers. It's the same system I used in my slime farm, only a heck of a lot smaller and a heck of a lot less glass used. Now, my hopper line is going to run down this way over to my chests, and this is the amount of hoppers I have to do it with. Now, what this is going to do is these hoppers are going to run down here, and right here in this area is where I'm going to put my dropper system, which is going to allow me to go ahead and get rid of these stupid extra items once the chests have filled up. And it's going to run in from both sides, so this will be a one-time and done type situation. So, I'm going to go ahead and put in the extra item disposal system, and we should be ready to go after that. Alright then, ladies and gentlemen, our systems are now in place. These are the main hopper lines running from the item elevators, and they both come from either side and intersect at this hopper here, which will then shoot the extra items down into this dropper. Now underneath this dropper is some lava, and this circuit right here will allow those items to be spit out by this dropper as soon as they enter into the lava and be destroyed, which should help with lag. So now what I'm going to do is, since I've got them built on both sides, I'm actually going to cover this up and go ahead and build the hopper systems for our chests. That way I can get back and forth. So ladies and gentlemen, I will be right back. And that, my dear friends, is a completed hopper system that is good for collecting. And it is good to set up everything else that I need. Because now all I have to do is put in the chests, and these item collectors are ready to go. Although there is one more thing that I have to do, but I'll do that after I put the chest in, because once the chests are in, I can go ahead and attach these 4 hoppers down here to these chests down here, which will in turn make it to where these item sorters work. And as you can see, because I've been working around this area, guardians have been spawning, and all of this stuff has just been flowing right in. Now I haven't gotten any cooked fish, which is why there's nothing in this chest, but as you can see, there's plenty of raw fish to go around. So what I'm going to do right now, just because I have the chests on me, is I am going to go ahead and stick a row of chests on each of these, just to make sure that I have some form of storage for these different items, and that will make it to where, and I'm actually going to be 1 chest short here, unfortunately, for the next one, and that'll make it to where I have some form of storage while I do this. So I'm going to go get another chest, I guess, and once that's done, I should be good to go to start AFKing while I wait for trees to grow and things like that. And I'll put the chest in off camera, and the next time you see me, these chests will be good. But for now, we can go ahead and connect up these hoppers, and the items are just going to start flowing. As you can see, that must be a trap chest. Yeah, but as you can see, the items are most definitely flowing out of this chest, which is good to see, and they should all end up in the storage system over here. Now, the way that I've set this up, you should be able to see the items flowing up through this, and it looks like the prismarine shards are going to end up through here, and the prismarine crystals are going to end up over here. And our cooked fishes, or our regular fish and other extra items that drop from me hitting them with a looting sword are going to end up over here, which is good. Which means all of our cooked fish should end up heading through this item elevator right here. So this guardian farm is set up. I just need to finish decorating and putting the chests in. So the next time you see me, this will be done, and then we're going to get started working on the upper level. I know this has been a really long saga, but I think for right now, just getting all of this redstone stuff set up and the guardian farm actually working is the proposition for the saga. The next saga will be on building the actual dome type structure that I want to build around the guardian farm. So ladies and gentlemen, with that, the next time you see me, the chest will be in, and we'll go ahead and call it, because I have been working non-stop for about a week and a half trying to build this thing, and I am quite proud of my accomplishments. So I'll see you guys in a minute. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, everything is in place, and our storage system in here is ready to go. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, all of these decorations are in place. I'm going to go ahead and call this saga of a freaking quest to finish this farm complete. Now, for those of you who don't know why I spent so much time rushing this farm instead of working my base, it is because this farm right here is the fastest experience farm on the market right now. And that means I'm going to be able to mend all of my tools, my armor, and everything else for relatively cheap amounts of time. Because the skeleton grinder was good at doing it, but it was awfully slow. And with this, I'm also going to have a food grinder, which means I no longer have to rely on chicken or anything else from that. If I want food, I can come here and get it, and I can come here, grind up. If I need more food, I can just go grab it from the chest. And that's to me is important. Like this farm, I can stay here for hours and just grind XP, and it's great. I think the next thing that we're going to do when we return to this farm is we're going to go ahead and install an enchanting room, probably in this portion of the wall or that portion of the wall. That way we can do some enchants down here, and then after that, we'll probably do another big episode like this where I start working on the actual decoration for the top portion of this. I'm going to move the nether portal down into this room because I have an elevator to the top, and then we'll also have to move the nether portal inside of the nether as well to make it to where it works. So ladies and gentlemen, with that, I'm KileKson, and I'm going to call it here, so I'll see you on the flip side. KileKson out.